What's something that teens think is cool but really isn't? Being disrespectful to teachers. I see this a lot. As a 14-year-old girl, I find it annoying I can't learn for the sake of other people's entertainment. I know those kids should all be put in one class together so they only impact their own grades and marks, not anyone else's. Cycling around with loudspeakers on their bikes so everyone can enjoy their music. I have experienced that, but with people going into a bus. I mean, come on. That guy who graduated a couple years ago but still hangs out at the after-school spot and buys the cigs and alcohol for everyone so you keep him around. The one who has dozens of stories that are wild and exciting but has no friends his age to back him up. I'm an old man now who takes his young son to the skate park where I expect to find punks and druggies and other assorted teens who just want to be cool. 'Cause frankly that's how it was when I was a kid. While that's still what you see on the surface, the truth is, it's really just a bunch of good kids trying to figure life out at one of the most confusing times. And if you watch them, they mostly are just kind to one another. You kids gonna be alright. Vaping and smoking and all of that. Like I'm 18 and it just annoys me when people my age make it their personality, or try to brag about it. I remember everyone in my school was like, "ID never smoke, do you know what that does to you?" Then like a year later they're all nicotine addicts. Being a dick to people. Being sarcastic all the damn time. 13-year-old me lived and breathed that. Sarcasm is the greatest form of wit. Meme, I was such a little shit. When I was on Tinder, it seemed like every other profile included the line, "fluent in sarcasm," and it got so cliché. I started judging these people as unoriginal and uninteresting. Thankfully I'm not on Tinder anymore. Faking depression, anxiety, etc. Trust me, you don't want to have that. Yes, definitely, there are so many teens out there being wannabe damaged and depressed. Making fucking TikToks in the school bathroom when some people are just trying to take a fucking piss. Oh my gosh, thank you, I have never related to something this much in my life. Cause of COVID-19 the bathrooms have a limit of 5 people. So what usually happens is I really need to take a sh_t so I go to the bathrooms like a normal human being during lunch, and what do I see? 50f_king people just standing around doing TikToks. And you know the worst part? They aren't even outside the cubicles so I can't pee and end up having to hold it until the end of the day. And you can't ask during the rest of class cause you know how that goes with teachers. Faking a mental illness. It's not a cute personality trait. Especially when they message you at night telling you that they're gonna KTS making you worry, then ghost you for the rest of the night. Only to find out they did that to other people. Like, fuck off. My ex did this to me. Spending your entire life at the behest of social media and the internet in general. Also, despite what you believe, or how much they cost, your trainers look like shit. Ostracizing, teasing, bullying, or marginalizing other kids because they are different. Sadly, many don't grow out of this when they become adults. Buying expensive sneakers, clothing with a brand name on it. Paying 10 times more for shitty materials with a brand logo than the actual production price. What's worse is they call other people poor for not doing the same. Not considering that everything they do, once posted on the web, exists forever. That dumb teenage nonsense will be at the fingertips of any law enforcement, prospective mate, university admissions staffer, or employer who can use a search engine, sending naked photos to their partners. It's something many adults have trouble with. Those things hardly ever stay private, and often take on a life of their own. Destroying things. A cemetery in my town, with headstones dating back to the 1600s, had to stop access to the grounds. We used to take walks on the paths looking at the headstones, because teenagers were coming in at night and smashing up the headstones. I've seen a few other examples destroying gardens, statues, decorations people have put in their yards, etc. Get a life. Damage to other people's or public property. Edgy trolling quips. Bragging about how little sleep they get, like come on man, Alzheimer's isn't cool. You mean insomnia? Constant lack of sleep prevents the brain from cleaning itself up properly. Over time this can possibly lead to neuronarrative issues such as Alzheimer's. But on the other hand, teenagers have a different sleep cycle that is out of sync with adult sleep cycles. So the concept of the lazy teenager who is always sleeping late like Marty McFly is more about biology than laziness. I doubt everyone is like this, but those 13 to 14-year-old girls who think having depression is quirky or cool annoy me. Smoking. Getting so drunk they pass out. Man, I am so wasted. Slippery slope there, folks, I've been there, and it's not cool. Driving their cars really fast and doing burnouts/donuts. Also choosing to do things to their cars that don't make sense, have them lowered, bright ugly paint, big tires that look wrong, etc. At least I think they're teens. I assume they are, and they will grow up one day. Till talk, Snapchat, everything. I live in a pretty nice place with amazing beaches. Some teens and people in general you see at the beach just with their heads in their phones. Selfies and TikTok dancing to a beach backdrop. Put your phone down, go for a surf or a walk. Just chill for a bit and live a bit. Social media isn't everything. Disrespecting other people, doing drugs, stealing, the list goes on. Face tattoos. Don't get it. I am aware that they're not allowed to get one legally until they turn 18, at least in Europe, but still have seen some. Oh, and being rude. Not being able to spell. It's not cute. I'm a teen, and I can say with certainty that vaping and drugs aren't cool. I have never done them and would never. Last year, I remember going to class when everybody brought a fucking vape with them. I have no idea how none of them got caught. They were literally sharing the same vape. Don't smoke, kids, it's bad for your health. Drinking, smoking pot, risky sex, and being edgy or keeping it real when you're really just an insecure child. Especially the last one. Being a teen. I work in education. It's hilarious how common it is for teens to think that they are better than adults, and above all better than younger children. Being in a gang. Doing cringy dancing on TikTok. So being goofy isn't cool? My daughter does the TikTok dances with her friends. They laugh up a storm while doing it and have a blast. Now if they're trying to be serious about it, sure. But just doing it for fun and having fun with them? I think that's a good thing. If it's just a dance, it's alright. But people use TikTok to act out cringy scenarios. It's not just being goofy. There are influencers who broadcast all sorts of negative messages. Also, just dancing for the fun of it is great. But not everything needs to be put up on social media. Killing themselves. If you mean romanticizing suicide, I completely agree. It's not something to be glorified, and it's extremely disrespectful to the people who are actually affected by it. 16-year-old here. I get so annoyed by people disrespecting teachers, kids smoking and bragging about it, bragging about driving on the highway without a license, bragging about getting drunk every weekend, bragging about having bad grades, etc. Oh, and showing off online. People don't realize that not being known has more advantages than being known. Bullying. It's not cool to make fun of someone when they don't find it funny. Undervaluing education. It's the, I don't care about school BC, I'm gonna be famous mentality, lol. My school it was, I'm just going to live in the woods and hunt my own food. The kids who thought they were going to do this all got dead-end shit jobs and pumped out kids before they were 20. Didn't quite make it to the woods, did you, Jesse? Adulthood. People romanticize mental illness and it worries me. Behaving antisocially, littering, tagging, harassing people passing by. Vaping. The teen smoking rate was so low thanks to so much hard work people did to make smoking seem like appealing and less available to high schoolers especially. But now vaping is back with big time with this age group. Kids who probably would never have touched a cigarette are now addicted to vaping. I have no problems with adults vaping or smoking, it's their prerogative. But kids have no idea what they're setting themselves up for. Dumbing down your vocabulary. Having kids you can't afford / aren't equipped to care for. Buying expensive brand name products with parents' money, and throw a tantrum if they get the just as good brand. Swearing. There's a college near me, UK, so these are 16 to 19-year-olds, and every other word is fucking. I don't give a shit about bad language. These kids are clearly just showing off and trying to act grown up, despite the fact that adults don't swear nearly as much. A lot of them suddenly develop a black, London accent, despite being as white and middle class as they come and 300 miles from London. It's pretty funny, really. Laughing every time they hear the number 69 mentioned. Intentionally talking in a way that's actually not at all how they speak. You're a nerdy white kid from the suburbs. You're not fooling anyone. Not what I'm saying. Do you have a similar story? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.